That's Groom Lake again, showing the tunnels that go to Los Alamos and up to Tonopah. Next. These are the facilities at Groom Lake. The United States Air Force and the government say that there is nothing there. It is a barren desert wasteland with a dry lake bed. There is nothing there. This is where they developed the U-2. Next. It's another view of the same thing. Next. Here's another view. Same. Another view. Another view. Another view. I guess by now you all know there's something there. The runway is over 30,000 feet long. That's 6 miles. It's really closer to 7 miles from the people that I've talked to. This is a satellite, an SR-71 photograph. Next, this is, no, the other one was a satellite photograph. This is an SR-71 photograph, I'm sorry. Next slide. And this is what we've been able to identify as being there. The runway was built in 4 phases. They have a TACAN, which is a tactical navigation tower, navigational aids, access road, refueling ramp, tank farm. Tank farm is fuel tanks. Pipeline, road, housing, MiG haven. They have one of every kind of MiG that was ever built here. Power lines, water supply. This is a National Security Agency, CIA satellite intercepting dish antenna. Next. This is one of the underground tunnels. We found a publication, we'll look for something called Project RAND, which turned out to be a deep underground symposium hosted by the RAND Corporation and attended by some of the biggest defense contractors in the country. And in it were these photographs. Next. The date of this symposium in this publication was 1959. Next. Next. Look at that drill bit, ladies and gentlemen. In this, they said they had the technology to drill a tunnel 45 feet in diameter at the rate of 5 feet per hour. No one knew this technology existed at that time. We thought the Hughes drill bit that drilled for oil was the greatest thing since butter. Next. Look at that. Next. Now you know why Howard Hughes knew almost everything. These were developed by the Hughes Tool Company. Next. 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 What kind of engine turned these things? In the symposium report, it says, just as airplanes, ships, and automobiles have given man mastery of the surface of the earth, tunnel boring machines and shaft sinkers will give him access to the subterranean world. What in the hell are they talking about? And construction of underground facilities. I also saw in the documents that there were underground bases all over this country, specifically in the Four Corners area of Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. Next. Next slide tray. You got to go back to the beginning. Okay, next slide tray. Everybody, stand up, take a stretch so you don't get kinks in your muscles. And we're just going to keep going right on through, and then we'll take a break in about 30 minutes. Wrong, and you need to help us find out what the truth is. I don't pretend to know all the truth. I think I have some of the answers. I think I have reached some pretty good conclusions, but again, those are my conclusions, not yours. If in your research or your activities you can prove something that I have said or done or shown you here wrong, I want to know about that so that I can verify your research and your conclusions and change it. slide in. Is that the first one? That's backwards.
Backwards?
I think so. Is it first?
Forward button.
Okay, go back to 0. Go back to 1. Is that right? Okay, go to 1.
That's the last one.
Okay.
Should be number 2.
Okay, when we began to research this underground stuff and these tunnels, we found newspaper articles that stated, this is the Los Angeles Times, Wednesday, June 28, 1989, the secret of Moscow's underworld. Moscow also has tunnels under it, as does much of the Soviet Union. And next slide. Next. This is the Dulce, New Mexico area. Let me get my little wizard zip gun here. This is the small town of Dulce, New Mexico. Everybody is making a big mistake calling this the Dulce base, the Dulce underground base, the Dulce papers, the Dulce this, the Dulce that. It causes confusion. I don't know how many people have gone to Dulce, New Mexico, walked all day around that little town, and have come back and said to me, there's nothing in Dulce, New Mexico. And they're absolutely right. There never was. Except some very nice people who are terrified. North of Dulce, however, there is an area called the Archuleta Mesa, up here. Under this mesa is an underground installation of immense proportions. Up Seguro Canyon here, there's an area right in here where there are 400-foot cliffs, out of which people who have gone on expeditions that knew exactly where the base was, because they came and talked to those of us who know and found out where to go, have gone up to these peaks across Seguro Canyon from Archuleta Mesa and observed the mesa and these cliffs and the surrounding area. They have seen UFOs fly over this mesa. They have seen them stop over the mesa and showers of sparks come down. Nobody knows what it means. They have seen craft fly in and out of this 400-foot cliff area here. They have seen strange marks on the ground from the air. They have reported during the night hearing what sounds like CB radios or police radios coming from in this area. And I'm sure you've all heard what that sounds like. But there's nothing up there. There's not supposed to be anything up there. The old-timers who live in the area will tell you that, and that's on the Colorado side up here, the old-timers who live up here on the Colorado side, will tell you that back in the 50s, there was a logging road built up in there, and logging trucks went back and forth every day, but they never brought out any logs. Next slide. This is the Colorado side of Archuleta Mesa. Here's the logging road that they built. You can see it. Went all the way up here and then up into the mesa. It's not being used now. This is all under the Jicarillo Apache Indian Reservation, and Archuleta Mesa is considered to be their holy land, their holy ground. It's an excellent security proposition for them. They didn't have to build fences or anything. The Indians keep people away. The Indians see the strange lights and the craft flying back and forth, and they attributed this to their religious beliefs that they have seen all through their history, that it's in their writings, in their tales, in their stories. You can get some of the most incredible stories about UFOs from American Indians, when they will talk to you. Next slide, please. These are some more of the photographs from the Rand Symposium. Next. Oh, let me see. This is a page from an Air Force textbook. Space, let me see. I forgot the name of it. I think it's Physics and Space Technology, I believe. But anyway, in this textbook,